All right, here we go. 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Some other time, wherever you are, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Come on into a child's pose, please. All right. So go ahead and just settle in. Bring your hips back to your heels. Bring your forehead down towards the floor. If you'd like a little bit more length in your lower back today, maybe try your knees close together, allowing your spine to kind of round and fold over those thighs. You might even exaggerate that feeling by taking your arms back by your sides. Even grasping for the heels can just give us that extra little length through the low back. If it's your hips that you're looking to work into this morning, maybe taking the knees wide apart, letting your chest drop down in between your legs. Option to extend the arms out long in front if you wish, but just put a little gentle bend onto those elbows. Yeah, so that the forearms can rest heavy on the floor. And from here, just beginning to connect into your breath. Can you slow down, lengthen out the inhales? Can you smooth out and ease away those exhales? As you're starting to consciously choose your breath, I'll invite you also to just start to find some conscious choice in your thoughts. That might show up as setting some kind of specific intention for your practice this morning. It might be finding a mantra that you're repeating and coming back to when things get a little challenging. Or maybe even right now, you just take a moment to think about all the things that you could be doing with this hour. Like, think about all of them. And then go ahead and just let them go. Commit fully to being here, to being present. You have so many options of what you could have done with the next 60 minutes, but you chose to step onto your mat. Keep that commitment strong. Every breath, every asana. Go ahead now, exhale all your air all the way. Fill in with a long, deep, loving inhale. And then exhale on an HA. One more time, deep, sweet, full breath in. And let that go. Those vibratory breaths are there for you throughout practice. I will continue to offer them to you as well. The point, of course, though, is that you are breathing throughout your yoga. So more than anything else, make sure you're able to breathe in a way that feels really good this morning. From here, let's go ahead and walk the arms out long in front. And then transition to all fours, your hands and knees. Just beginning to move into the spine here. So shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists, hips are stacked on top of the knees. Knees are about hips width in distance. As you inhale, arch your back, look up towards the sky, lift your tailbone as well, chin high. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest, pull your navel up and in. Again, inhale, gazing up, shoulders down, chest and heart open. Exhale, tucking chin, drawing in through the abs, pressing your spine high to the ceiling. One more time, big inhale. And big exhale. And then coming back to a neutral spine, if you would, listen carefully here. Lean your weight over to your right hip as far as you can go, keeping both your knees on the floor. You'll feel off balance. Now circle those hips, push them back behind you. Lean them all the way over to the left side of your mat. Start to take them forward. Thighs might kind of drop towards the floor. And then over to the right side again. So we're just making this nice big circle of our hips, taking it all the way over to the side, lengthening it forward, over to the right. One more time on your own. And then go ahead and reverse it. So lean your hips all the way over to the left side first, press them back behind you, lean over to the right, hips come forward, thighs drop down. And then just 2 more times like that on your own. Just feeling the way those femur bones are kind of rolling around in your hip sockets. Noticing if in one direction there's a bit of resistance, if another there's a bit of freedom. And then everybody join us back for that tabletop neutral spine. From here, go ahead, curl your toes under, stretch your hips high, your heels low for a downward facing dog. Great. Take a moment here. Start to understand and get to know your down dog this morning. You might pedal out the heels. You might gently nod your head on its hinge. You might play around with how you're distributing your weight. Great, and then let's start to find some clarity over this shape. So down dog is essentially an upside down V. Your hips are the apex, your hands and feet are your platform. Start to press those hips a little higher up and back. Feel that your spine is long and straight. If your back is very rounded or if you're feeling some tension in your hamstrings today, go ahead and bend your knees a little bit. Keep your back long and straight. And down dog, it's always more important for us to have a straight spine than it is for us to have straight legs. As your palms press into the floor, feel your shoulder blades wide across your back. So imagine that you're rolling those upper arms out and away from one another. Let your head be heavy, no tension in the neck. The gaze is roughly between your 2 big toes. They're pointing forward the best that you can do. Long breath in. And long breath out. Bend both your knees, look forward. Take a walk up to the front of your mat. Let's hang heavy in a forward fold once you get there. Feet can be a little bit apart here, helps with stability. Take a moment, really just to let yourself hang out. No anticipation, nothing to rush towards. Let yourself just be here, your heavy head tractioning your spine towards the floor. Your soft toes rooting down into the mat. Relax your hands wherever they are. Inhale, find a half lift. So our spine comes up about parallel to the floor. Some of us a little higher, some a little lower. Hands can support you on shins or thighs. Think your neck like a continuation of your spine, so no craning, no heavy heads. Exhale, relax, fold forward. With your next breath, rise please to standing mountain pose. Arms sweep up and out. We arrive in standing here. If it's available, let your eyes fall closed. With eyes closed, maybe you'll feel a little sway from side to side, from back to forth. Very normal and natural as your body is orienting itself in this balance. Can you feel a little more length through the crown of the head, through the tips of the fingers? Begin to draw up on the kneecaps, firing up the quads. Feel just a little tension in the glutes, pressing your hips just slightly forward. Now with our next inhale, look up towards the sky. Reach up, go so high up, there's nowhere to go but back. And now exhale, dive all the way down to your toes. Really nice, friends. Inhale again, reach all the way back up to standing. Continuous movement this time. Go up, go back, reach back. Exhale, hinge at those hips, fold your body forward. One more time on your own, your breath, your movement. Inhale, yes, sweeping you to standing. And when the exhale comes, you forward fold. Lovely. Let's unite. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, plant your palms to the mat. Walk your feet back and pause in a plank position. Stacking our bones efficiently so that our muscles don't have to strain. Feel your shoulders right on top of your wrists, your hips and shoulders about the same height. If you need to modify, dropping the knees to the floor is a great way to build strength for tomorrow. Long neck, inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, crease your elbows tight, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Drag your heart forward and up. Roll your shoulders down your back. Untuck your toes on the mat behind you. Exhale, curl those toes under. Return, piking the hips high. Beautiful, Rebecca. The heels low. You're back in down dog. Full breath in. Let it go. Already our body's starting to change. With your next inhale, glide your right leg up and back behind you. Take a moment, feel your right knee straight, your right toes flexed hard, your right leg reaching back behind you. Now exhale, find movement that's yours. You can bend the right knee and gently roll open through the hip. You can make those big circles, nice Danny, of the hip socket. You can even wiggle your toes or take a couple of hops here. It's really about what feels nice for you. Just starting to get to know the body on the mat today, different from any other day you've been here. Great. On your inhale, square your hips, reach your right leg high up and back. As you exhale, please step your right foot all the way forward between your hands. Let your left knee come down to the floor. Untuck your left toes, please. We're pausing for a moment in a hip flexor stretch. So hands can come up to the top of the right thigh, helping you to lift your chest up, maybe lean slightly back. Notice the tendency to really overarch in the lower spine. Can you begin to think of firing up through that left butt cheek to help press your pelvis forward? Yeah, and get a little more stretch through the front of that left hip flexor. At the end, let's take arms overhead. Inhale, reach up, look back. Exhale, place 2 hands down to the floor. Curl your back toes under and straighten your back knee. Listen. Turn your left foot down to the floor, and now let's rise up to a warrior 1. Yeah, so just gave you a little bit of length in the front of the left hip before we came up into our warrior 1. Can you keep that sensation here of trying to kind of drop that pelvis down, fire up through that left glute a little bit? Yeah, just so that you're not dumping or arching too much in the lower spine. See if you can start to roll your left shoulder and even your left rib cage forward. That looks really nice, Marina. Now just find some ease somewhere. Soften up your face, right? Relax and release the shoulders heavy. Notice if you're gripping a lot with your toes or fingertips. Take a breath, sit low, reach tall. Exhale into a warrior 2, please. Reach your right arm forward and your left arm back. Your hips are now opening up square to the left side of your mat, your chest opening up as well. Maybe that gaze going over the right fingertips if you can. Yeah. See if you can start to just mindfully ride your edge of this practice. Notice if there's a limit that you're keeping yourself from. Notice if there's a limit that you're blowing past. Can you stay right on the edge, right in that space between? Take one more breath, fill through those lungs. And then exhale, cartwheel your palms down. Beautiful. Step back to plank. And now go ahead, high to low flow on your own. Great. Inhale, let's lift the left leg high, up and back. Square hips as first. Just notice what that feels like. Can you feel that the lift is coming a little more from your butt cheek? And now exhale, bend the left knee. Roll it open. Find some freedom. Yeah, find a sense of play. Excellent. With your next breath, stretch that left leg high up and back. As you exhale, step the foot all the way forward between your hands. Gently bring the right knee down, untuck your right toes, hands up to the top of the left thigh. Lift that chest tall and just make sure your butt is relatively underneath your rib cage. That's the place. If you've been spending extra time sitting lately as you've been working at home, hip flexors might be feeling that burden. Fire up your right butt cheek slightly. That tends to deepen up the sensation here. Two arms will reach overhead. Inhale, feel length first, then backward bend. Exhale, place two hands to frame your front foot. Curl your back toes under and squeeze the back knee straight. Right heel to the floor, warrior one, please. And we're still very much in the beginning of our practice. So noticing if the thoughts are beginning to get it all competitive, if they're starting to compare this practice to the last time you were on your mat or to maybe someone else that you can see on a camera. Your body has never done this flow on this day. Let this be a unique experience. There's no business in comparing or competing. Lean into what you can do. Let the rest of it go. Inhale, breath. Exhale, warrior two. Spin the left arm forward, extend the right arm back. Yeah, many of you take a longer step in warrior two. That's perfectly fine. Go ahead and take up some room on your mat. You have permission to take up space here today. How wonderful is that? Just keep in mind the left knee. Do what you can to keep it in line with the left big toe. Starting to play around with your edge. Could you stand a little taller? Could you sink a little deeper? Nice, Katie. One more full breath. And exhale, cartwheel your palms all the way down. Step back, high to low flow. As your hips return to down dog, take one full inhale, one full exhale on your own. And then you can go ahead and flow one breath, one movement from warrior one to warrior two. If you liked that extra little hip flexor stretch, feel free to keep it in. I really enjoy it. If that's not for you today, you can go ahead and move the way your body calls you to. Allowing yourself to be guided by what feels good inside of you rather than comparing or competing with other people or even with yourself, right? Like that's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy to pay attention so deeply that we can be kind of moved by our own intuition. That's why we need practice. That's why we need these flows. And if you find that you're still flowing, please keep flowing. If you find that you're back in down dog, you're still in your yoga practice. This isn't a time to check out, but a time to check back in. If you can, exhale your breath. Inhale full. And exhale HA. Lovely. Let's bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly jump to the top of your mat. Great. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold forward. Stand the feet to hips within distance. Be sure your toes point forward the best that you can. And then with your inhale, it's chair pose. Hips drop, arms and chest lift. Excellent. Notice if right away your tendency in chair is to bite your lips, squeeze your jaw, or otherwise find tension. I give you permission this morning to find the easiest chair pose possible. And that doesn't mean that you're not sitting low, but that there's just this sense of no extra work, using only what sustains you and letting the other junk just fall away. Take a breath, sit that weight back towards your heels, and exhale, forward fold. Great place, I think. Let's swing the hands behind the hips, interlock your fingers here. Lift your knuckles up and then forward. Just a nice opening through the shoulders, yeah. If your shoulders allow you, squeeze your palms together. If that's not for you today, don't worry about it. Carefully return your hands towards your toes. Inhale, we'll take a halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the floor, walk your feet back, pause, upper push-up plank. You might drop your knees to the floor. We have an extra push-up. So lower halfway down, push up strong, and now exhale, lower through your flow. Just one extra push-up there. Notice the heat you've created. Notice the breath change you've created. Notice how your body is already beginning to respond. Keep that energy going. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot forward in between your hands. Let's rise right up to warrior one, big breath. Let's exhale, warrior two, maybe lengthening your stride. Feel the relationship between what's happening in the abdomen, your belly in the front, and your low spine in the back. For many of us, just a gentle feeling of drawing the navel in and up will help us to soften our low back and drop that sacrum down. Keep your legs where they are. Flip your right palm to the sky, and now reach your right arm up, over and back. It's a reverse warrior. Starting to feel and enjoy the sense of length through the whole right side of your body without crunching or collapsing down into the left side. So nice, Tasha. So feeling that length coming on both sides of your ribs. Really good. Inhale, let yourself reach long back. And then exhale, cartwheel your palms all the way down. Step back. Flow. All right, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot comes forward. Rise up, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. Good. And then just thinking about that pelvis, the right and left sides, like a level bowl. You don't want to tip your left side forward or lift your left side up. You want to keep it all nice and level, particularly as we move into reverse warrior. So flipping the left palm, reach the left arm up, over and back, and just make sure that you're keeping that pelvis nice and level. There's a tendency to want to kind of sassy the right hip up. Keep feeling that you're dropping that right hip down. Really good choice there, Rebecca. Start to enjoy that stretch, that length coming through the whole left side of you. Take one more breath, reaching for that edge, and then exhale, cartwheel your palms down. Step back high to low flow. Nice. As soon as you return to down dog, take a breath cycle on your own. And then flow. One breath, one movement, warrior one and two, and reverse warrior, right and left side. There's something really great about moving slow and finding shapes and cleaning up your form. But there's something that's also incredibly powerful about letting that maybe get just a little fuzzy so that you can move in a way that's according to your body's desires, so that you can move in a way that's according to your breath. And maybe right now that looks a lot like child's pose. And maybe right now that looks like deepening into your lunge. I don't know. Be honest with yourself breath by breath throughout this flow. That's it, Pixel. Looks so good. No such thing as too early, no such thing as too late. We're all still here in our yoga. Deepen your breath in. Exhale, let something fly. Bend both your knees, look forward, step or float. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold. Stand your feet to hips width, 10 toes pointing forward. Here we go, second set, chair pose. With as much ease, with as much joy, with as much self-compassion and self-love as you can. How would you find this pose if you were giving it to someone who you loved? Can you give that same respect and attention to yourself here? We don't measure our work in this class by how much we suffer. We measure it by how we feel inside of it and how we feel after. Take a breath and let it go, forward fold. Yes. Let's place the right hand on the mat just in front of both feet. Inhale, left hand towards the sky. Put a subtle bend into your right knee so you can take a spinal twist. Long through that crown of the head, roll that left shoulder open. And release it down. Go ahead, place the left hand on the mat, right hand towards the sky. A little bend on the left knee. One side will feel easy, one might feel a little more restricted. That's okay. Come on back to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, make it clean. Exhale, place your palms on the floor, step your feet back, pause in plank position. 2 extra push-ups this time. So exhale, lower halfway, squeeze it out. Exhale, lower halfway. Push it up, and exhale, lower through your flow. You know, a lot of our flows, we do 3 push-ups kind of towards the end of class. If you only ever do 3 push-ups, you can only ever do 3 push-ups, right? We build that strength by working our edge. Inhale together. Exhale, let it go. All right, friends, inhale, glide your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot all the way between your hands. Turn your back heel to the floor, power lunge. Arms come along the sides like airplane wings. Torso is hovering just above that front thigh. Good. Turn your palms, everyone, to face down. Feel that, how that rolls open your heart. Reach your hands slightly higher. Now interlace them behind your hips. Keep pulling those knuckles back, opening up through the chest. Keep your torso low and exhale both arms out long in front of you. Plug strong down through your left back heel to sustain you. As you now inhale, rise, warrior 1. And exhale, open, warrior 2. That warrior 2, that openness across the hips feels pretty lovely for most of us here. Go ahead, flip the right palm, take a reverse warrior, just one breath. And now exhale, right elbow to the right thigh, left bicep over the ear, a supported extended side angle. Yeah, everyone with that elbow on the thigh today, but don't put a lot of weight in your elbow, right? You're still holding yourself up from your torso. In fact, you might be holding yourself up so much that both arms reach long in front of you. Yeah, keep that power down through the left heel. And then inhale, rise up to your warrior two. And exhale, squeeze your right leg straight. There you are. Inhale, reach the right hand all the way forward and then down for a triangle. Left hand high to the sky. So triangle pose, keep both your legs straight. Even if that means you don't put your hand on the floor, it's fine to have your hand on your shin or maybe even your thigh of the right leg there. Good. Try and lean your chest back a little bit there, Paula, so you're in one nice straight line from your head through your ribs into your hips. Yes. Take a breath, gaze up towards your left fingertips. And then exhale, place palms to the floor, step the right foot back, and reflow. A chance to reset, a chance to refocus. Come on back into why you are on this mat for the next 60 minutes. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, bring the left foot through, back heel down to the floor, take your power lunge. With left side, there's always this tendency, because we know where we're going, to kind of measure our effort. Can you be fresh inside of this moment as if you had no idea where we were going? Palms are facing down, hands a little higher, interlace fingers behind your hips. Punch your knuckles towards the back of your room, and now extend the arms out long in front of you. Most of us pull that left hip back a little bit, please. Yeah, good square hips. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. Keep it flowing, one breath into your reverse warrior. Left arm carries you up, over, and back. And then with an exhale, left forearm to the left thigh, right bicep over the ear. Yep. Like you were sandwiched between two panes of glass, that continuous line from head through your ribs, through your hips, not leaning forward, not letting your butt stick back. If you wish, you're invited to extend the left arm as well, just a little more heat, a little more fire in our belly. Inhale, lift to warrior two, and exhale, straighten that front left leg. Lovely. Inhale, extend your left fingers forward and then down for triangle pose. Yeah. My very bendy people here, just make sure that this moment is about rotation in your spine rather than backward bending. If you start to feel like your head and chest are leaning back, go ahead and come on into that two panes of glass feeling. Yes, that's nice. Our right ribs roll us open. Maybe you're looking towards the right fingers. And then go ahead, release. Two palms down, 2 feet back, high to low flow. Big, sweet, deep breath in. And exhale, HA. Bend both your knees, look forward, please. Step or jump, top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Excellent. Have your toes pointing forward. Last time, here we go, chair. Hips drop, arms lift. Sweetest time. Right. This is where all the investment you've made starts to show up. This is where you get to notice that maybe third time really is the charm. Weight towards your heels. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, forward fold. Good. Go ahead, heavy head, roll yourself up to standing, one gentle vertebra at a time. Excellent. Working on just a little bit of balance here today. So go ahead, standing top of your mat. You're taking the weight over to your left leg, left hand at the left hip. Bend your right knee and lift your right thigh up parallel to the floor. We'll all hold on to the right knee with our right hand. Notice how strong and straight your left leg is, how tall and straight your spine is. If this feels like enough of a challenge, you stay here, please. If you need a little more challenge, you're reaching for your right big toe and gently beginning to kick your right heel out long in front of you. If you're kicking out, your standing leg does not bend, your spine does not round. Keep it tall. There, root that right shoulder if you can, Tasha, onto your back. Now slowly, gently carry your foot or your knee over to the right side. You can extend your left arm as a counterbalance. You might even look at your left fingertips. Good. Slowly return your left hand to your hip. Your right knee or foot faces forward. Everybody, both hands on your hips. Everybody, right knee straight, even if it's 2 inches off the floor. At the end, both arms overhead. And exhale, let it go. Shake something off, move something around. Yeah, just let it go. Cool. We have another side, all right? So weight will be on our right foot, right hand at the right hip, left hand to the left knee. And even if you know you can grab your foot, like let's all just start here. Feel your solid foundation, standing leg, tall spine. A little bit, tuck your chin. That's gonna help to hold your leg up. And now if you wish, you can reach for the left big toe. You can kick it out only to the degree that you can keep your spine straight, your knees straight. Slowly start to carry that left foot over to the left side of the room. Right arm extending as your counterbalance. Gazing towards right fingers, maybe. Right hand comes in. Left knee or foot faces forward. 2 hands to your hips, leave your leg where it is, straighten your leg even if it's low. Arms over the head for 3, 2, 1, and let it go. One more time, shake off something that does not belong. Beautiful. At the top of your mat, go ahead, take a big breath in, reach up, look back, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to the floor, walk your feet back, pause in, upper push-up, plank. I did not forget. You can put 2 knees on the floor if you need to. We're doing 3 extra push-ups, lower halfway. Breathe strong, push it up. Inhale, lower halfway. Breathe strong, push it up, good. Last one, inhale, lower halfway. Push it up. And now right into your flow. Lovely, lovely work. Exaggerate your next inhale. Your next exhale. All right, inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. 10 toes point forward. Rise up, crescent lunge, high lunge. Up. So 10 toes point forward, back heel lifted, right knee bending. Maybe one day that thigh gets parallel to the floor. Exhale, bring 2 hands to your heart, push palm into palm, gently twist left elbow over your right knee. If it's too wiggly or wobbly, drop your left knee down to the floor. If you find that your base feels solid and balanced, you might be playing around with a flyaway or a bind. Nice, Coco. Now here's the key. No hands on the floor. Come on back to heart center. Use your control. You want to control all of that range of motion. Yes. Inhale, breath. Exhale, hands down. And then we're just going to do a little jump switch. Jump your left foot forward, your right foot back. There you are. Make sure your left foot's in the front. If it's not, I don't know what happened. All 10 toes point forward. Go ahead, rise up, crescent. There, good. Maybe a longer stride for some of us helps to keep the right knee stacked on top of the right ankle. Exhale, hands to heart center. A little bit of pushing, palm into palm. Lift your spine long now, twist. Right elbow over left knee. And twists are never aggressive. We're not trying to crack or whack our back into anything. We want to find control in this rotation through every vertebra in our spine. Fly away or bind if you choose. Courtney, see if you can float your chest off of your thigh. Yes, my friend, because you can. And now so carefully, no hands down. Come on back to heart center. Make a decision. Yes, you can do it. Yes. And hands down. Step back to plank. Your choice, down dog or a flow. Your choice. On your inhale, right leg will lift high. As you exhale, sweep it all the way through for a half pigeon, please. Right knee to your right wrist, left leg long on the floor behind you. If for whatever reason half pigeon is not for you today, you're welcome to come onto your back for a figure 4 stretch. With both knees bent, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Reach through the hole that you've created and just gently draw your left leg in towards your body. Wherever you are in this shape, just looking to find some openness into that right hip, those hip rotators and stabilizers that we worked as we were standing and balancing. The breath will begin to slow now. It's intentional. The heart rate will start to follow it and slow as well. Can you also allow your mental rate to slow? When there's a lot less movement, our mind tends to get busy. But remember, you made a choice to be here for this hour. You don't do your yoga while you're cleaning the kitchen, right? Don't be thinking about cleaning the kitchen while you're at your yoga. How can you begin to lengthen your inhales? Even out your exhales. How could you even feel sending your breath to different parts of your body? These longer, slower breaths correlated with the part of our brain that triggers rest and digestion and relaxation, helping to mitigate the fight or flight part of our brain. Exhale all your breath. Inhale deep. And exhale, just let it go. Begin to carefully peel yourself away from the floor. Take as much time as you need to find your way back to down dog, however you get there. Yeah. If you need a little extra stretch, if you want a little extra push up, take your time. We'll meet back in down dog, no rush. With your inhale, let's lift the left leg up and back. As you exhale, draw the left knee towards your left wrist. Fold your body forward and down, or modifying into a figure four if that's what you need today. For those of us who are settling into half pigeon, just do your best to keep the weight even between your right and your left hip. Each of us has a tendency to roll usually to one side or the other. So if you had headlights on the front of your pelvis, both of those headlights should face straight down to your mat. Scan your body here again for tension that just isn't serving you in this moment. Can you choose only the efforts that are moving you forward? Can you let go of the efforts that are holding you back? Let the breath pass over you like waves. Every inhale bringing you something, and every exhale drawing something away. You decide what's brought in. You decide what's given away. Exhale your breath. Inhale. And let it fly. And then careful and slow and gentle, you're peeling yourself away from the mat. You're stepping back to down dog, the last one of your practice. When you get there, you can take a moment to kind of greet it once again. Notice as you bend your knees, nod your head, sway your hips. What has changed? What is the same? And what's so much a part of you that it will likely always be the same of your down dog? Let's meet on the top of our knees now, preparing for a camel pose. With knees at hips within distance, bring your hands to your lower back with the fingers pointed down. Squeeze your elbows a little bit closer towards one another so they're opening up your chest. Begin by lifting up. Lift tall through your waist, then drop your head back. You can bend through your neck, your upper, your middle, your lower back. If you're reaching for your heels, please keep most of the weight out of your hands. There's a sense of pressing hips and thighs forward, lifting heart and breastbone up. Fantastic. Slowly return your hands to your hips, return your head upright. And then go ahead and just sit your hips to your heels or however you can sit comfortably. Take a moment to either close your eyes or else just focus on one spot on the floor in front of you. There's times in life where we feel like we've been turned upside down. And it often takes a moment or so to recover from that. Just reminding your body here that it's okay, appreciating its resilience, noticing how adaptable you are. Good for you. Go ahead and take the legs out long in front. As we set up for a forward fold, position yourself so that your spine can be straight when you start. For many of us, that means our knees are a little bit bent, and that's totally fine. With your inhale, take 2 arms overhead, and then as you exhale, dive your body forward and down. You can reach for toes or heels or calves or knees. It does not matter what you touch. It matters where you're looking to go. Inhale, slowly rolling yourself back up once again. And then shifting your hips slightly forward on your mat and rolling yourself all the way down onto your back. As we come onto the back, we'll set up for a set of bridge. So bend your knees, please. Stand your feet flat on the floor. Your feet are about hips width in distance. Your heels want to be close towards your tush. You could almost reach down and brush your heels with your fingertips. Arms are by your sides, your palms on the mat. And then with your next breath, push your feet down, lift your hips up for a bridge. Option here to walk your hands underneath your body, interlace your fingers, and start to roll onto the top of your shoulders rather than the back of your shoulder blades. For all of us, the chin is tucked into the chest. You're not turning your head from side to side. Squeeze your knees, most of us just a little closer. You want your thighs to remain parallel. Good job. Now slowly release your hands, roll your spine back to the floor. You can take a moment to windshield wiper your knees if that feels nice. We'll do a second set. If you do have a wheel in your practice and you'd like to practice wheel second set, you're welcome to take your hands by your ears. If you don't know what wheel is or haven't practiced it in a class before, please just be in bridge for me. Thanks. Go ahead, whichever you choose. Second set of back bend, press your hips up. Yeah. For those of you in wheel, you might be looking to walk your hands and feet a little closer to each other. Try and walk your feet to your hands. Yeah. Knees a little closer. And then gently lowering yourself down. Let those knees rock side to side. And then go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Let's keep the right knee into the body. Extend the left leg long on the floor. We'll take a spinal twist. So right leg comes across your body, left arm extends out to the side. If you've got a space issue, you might be bending your elbows, kind of cactusing your arms instead of extending them wide. If you don't have a space issue, take a broom, extend your arms wide. You might even begin to straighten your right knee, getting a little more stretch through your right T-band. And then gently rolling onto your back, right knee into your chest. And extend it straight down away from you. Great. Bring your left leg up in it. And then take it across your body, extending left arm on the floor, maybe turning your head towards the left shoulder so long as your neck is okay with it. Beautiful. Come on back to two shoulders, both knees into your chest. Take a nice squeeze. And then let's take the soles of the feet together, interlace your fingers over the toes, and butterfly your knees apart wide. Good. Try to keep pushing heel bone into heel bone. Feel that as you squeeze your heels towards each other, that may help you to send your knees away from one another. Keep your head on the floor, please, chin slightly tucked. One more nice big breath. And exhale, open, happy baby. Feet are now facing towards the ceiling. Knees are wider than the shoulders. Still head on the floor if you can. Welcome to get a little playful with it, rocking, rolling, maybe making some happy baby noises. Excellent. From here, you have 1 minute that is yours. So whatever you feel like you are craving, it's yours. It can be here on your back, popping up into a shoulder stand, one more wheel. Maybe you'd love to get some core work in. I don't care if you stand up and do a standing posture. It's your minute. Use it as you wish. Particularly if that feels like coming into an early Shavasana today, try not to censor yourself. Your body knows what it needs. As you are in these last movements, just keep an ear open, a little announcement and reminder time. We remind you that we are always a donation-based studio, even in times when we're not in quarantine. That's how Yoga to the People has always worked. If you are in a position to do so, please check out our website. The link is on the top of the chat box. I'll post it again at the end, or you can click right over there and contribute something to keeping these classes going, not only for you, but for those who are not in the position to donate today. We thank you so much for whatever it is that you can give. Also, while you're over at our website, check out the information there on our teacher training program. We've got some teacher trainings that are coming up, ways to dive deeper into your own practice, or ways to perhaps learn how to pass this practice on to others. If you've got any questions about that, I will be sticking around after class so we can chat about it too. If you would begin to come down into your final Savasana, if you're not there already, please. Let your legs be long on the floor. Let your arms rest by your sides. Try to close your eyes. Take a scan through your body. Notice if there's any tension in your scalp. Take off your thinking cap, let it go. Melt into the facial muscles, the jaw, your tongue heavy in your mouth. Soften any knots or ropiness in the front of the throat, the sides and back of the neck. Notice the space right between your shoulder blades. Let it drop heavy down into the floor. And feel your shoulder blades start to slide away from one another on the mat. There's nothing to clench or hold in your belly. Nothing to grip or squeeze in your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings. Nothing to hold in your toes, your hands, or your thoughts. With every inhale, mind is light. With every exhale, body is heavy. Mind light, body heavy. Till you're sinking and floating in the same breath. I'll finish class by reading a quote. We'll take a collective breath and then I'll talk you out of Savasana. Of course, if you want to linger in this rest, you go right ahead and linger in it. The quote I read this morning is actually from an op-ed piece in the New York Times by a woman named Anastasia Berg. And she writes here about the choice to become a parent. But I don't think these words are just for parents or for people thinking about being parents. I think it's for all of us. She says, choosing to have children is anxiety-provoking, even to those to whom this decision comes with ease. Whatever one's material circumstances, the question of how to affirm life in the face of suffering, sacrifice, and uncertainty is as profound as it is unavoidable. It is therefore easy to forget that affirming life is something we do every day, with every breath we take. However difficult the going gets, however much we complain and protest, we treat our lives not only as valuable, but also as precious. The answer to the question whether life is good does not await our decision to have children. We answer it already every day, with every genuine commitment that we make. Exhale all your breath. Inhale swells and fills you. And exhale. If you'd like to linger, you can linger. Otherwise, I'll invite you to roll to the side. Take a little moment in a fetal position. And then use your hands to gently, gently press yourself back up to sitting. As you arrive in sitting, find your spine tall, your head on top of your spine. From my heart to yours and each to each other, thank you so much for a beautiful practice. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. See you soon.